Hey guys, it's Tony with Wood Tramp Outdoors. It's October and we're starting to get emails asking us about bows and hunting, tactics, tips, techniques. That's what this video is going to be about. And we're going to feature three categories and the best companies in those three categories. So hang tight. Be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. It's been a while since we've talked about bows, and we have got three bows that we have been using and reviewing for about 2 or 3 years, because we don't do them all summer long, a lot of times, and we reserve them to do them in a real practical setting, to hunt. That's really where you find out where the rubber meets the road. So we got three companies that we're going to talk to you about today, and the types of bows categories that they actually represent. And the first one that you're going to see in this video is Survival Archery Systems. Doug Shadwell is the owner, and you've seen these before here and have read them in our magazine. You are not going to find a better survival bow breakdown than Doug Shadwell's that he makes, and he makes several different variations of that. Then we're going to talk about the longbow. The longbow that we really like is from Shatterproof Archery. Them boys out there make some bows now. They're beautiful, but not only they're beautiful, but they are awesome, man. They're built tank tough. They perform great, they shoot great, they're smooth, they're quiet, they're rugged, and yeah, I've not found a better longbow than those that are made by Shatterproof Archery. And then the last one that we're going to talk to you about is a crossbow, and you've seen it too, Hickory Creek Archery. They have got to what I believe is the best crossbow for hunting, for survival hunting, because of the size, the ability of them, the agility of them, the quietness, everything, so hang tight. I'll be right back, and you're going to see this in some of the videos. All right. Hey guys, it's Tony with Wood Tramp Outdoors Magazine. I'm out here in Forest City again, and today I've got my friend Patrick Smith. Patrick is from Pontiac, Illinois. Got some mad skills, and appreciate him coming out. And what we're doing out here today is we're going to talk to you about the various bows and the different categories that you've asked about, the best of the best as far as we're concerned, that we have looked at and examined over the last 5 years. So hang tight, be right back. So we're just going to kind of start with the survival bows, because those are really popular with everybody. And Patrick just got his hands on one, Survival Archery Systems Ranger. And what attracted him, from what I understand, is the fact that he could store his arrows inside of the riser. SAS has a few bows that you can do that with, but this is kind of more on the compact side, and it is also more budget friendly than some of the other ones that is sold by SAS. But Patrick, thanks again for coming out, being a part of this, and I know you've got your, this is an awesome pack, man. These Savotas are great, but I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to lift this up. Sure. Holy mackerel, man.
Only 20 pounds.
You got two of your children in there? But on the side of this is what makes the bows from SAS so cool, is that these particular ones break down, and he's got it strapped to the outside of his pack. Or if you want to be more clandestine, you can put them inside to fit in this pack as well. So tell me what attracted you about this, Pat.
The pack or the bow?
The bow. Forget the pack.
The bows, I have been looking all over for a breakdown survival bow that could fit inside of my pack. I use these Savotas religiously, and up and down on the side, I'd never know it was there. Putting it inside the pack, it would fit perfectly. Now, as far as taking game, a typical recurve bow, it's bulky. Some of them don't break down, but these survival bows are definitely a space saver, and they shoot just as good.
Great. So the way that Survival Archery Systems got on our radar is when we were still printing Backwoods Biker magazine. And I first got in contact with Doug Shadwell, the owner of the company, because members of a unit out in California, Marine Corps unit, Force Recon unit, who are regular readers and still are of our new magazine, wrote and said, hey, you ought to consider putting this in your magazine. And so I reached out to him because they told me they took him to Afghanistan and they do the deed. That's a direct quote. And I reached out to him and we got together and he sent the bows. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah, now this is a real takedown bow. This is a survival takedown bow, because we had seen several that were like toys. And I was never happy with anything until we came across the Survival Archery System. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to shut off the camera for a second and get back into it and allow Patrick to put this together for you. And you can see how easy this is, how simplistic it is, how mobile and agile. Hang tight.
All right, we put this thing together here. Everything you need for this bow is stored inside, which is awesome.
We're going to tighten up the shot. The Ranger does have that hollowed out riser where you can store up to 3 arrows in it. The limbs will not fit inside of it, but the arrows will, and then you can strap the risers to the outside. Yeah, all you do is pop those in. There's no right or wrong way as far as putting those in.
This just goes together the same way as a takedown recurve bow or longbow.
Exactly what that is. There you go, man. That was easy.
Easy, quick, no problem whatsoever.
Okay, so that's the Ranger.
Yes.
I'm going to show you a couple other ones here. Love those takedown arrows, by the way. SAS sells takedown arrows for $20 a piece. And if you think those are pricey, well then go out and find some cheap ones, because he doesn't use anything. That's one of the things I want to tell you about the owner, Doug Shadwell. He has a automotive engineering background, okay? So in other words, he's a pretty sharp dude. And engineers, if you don't know it already, they are anal, especially when you're talking about their designs. They want them to be perfect, like none other. And everything about him and what he does, including his arrows, is top notch. They fly straight right out of the box. All right, so the bow that Patrick has right now is the SAS Scout. And the Scout is the entry level, as far as I know, it's the entry level of SAS. And that doesn't mean it's a cheap, dumbed down version of his more expensive bows. Quite the contrary. It is a very formidable piece of equipment, weapon. I would not say that this was the bow that, although it could be a tactical bow if necessary, it's not the one that I would choose, because it takes a little longer to deploy this than, you know, the ones that are a little bit more expensive. You're going to see one of them here in just a second. But the thing about this is that it has the same performance as the Ranger that you saw. The Ranger's a little bit better option because of the storage ability, a little more machining and engineering. These are made out of aircraft style, anodized aluminum, with a beautiful finish on all of them. And we're going to be shooting those. Patrick's going to put them down range here in just a little bit. But I wanted you to be able to see this. So if you're looking for an entry-level takedown bow, you're seeing it right there. I mean, that is pretty stinking nice. All right, guys, the bow that Patrick is holding right now is the Tactical Survival Bow, SAS Tactical. And if you can see the difference here, first of all, you're going to notice that the riser is much different. It is a tube style riser, kind of it's a medium grip on the riser itself, and you can actually store your takedown arrows right inside the riser, and you can't see them at all. The next thing that is noticeable about this are these areas where they have these security bolts, and the reason for that is that when you take your bowstring off, these limbs fold down against the body, and one of these limbs will have to be flipped around just because of the orientation of it. Now he makes another bow similar to this that you don't have to take apart at all. It just opens up, flip, flip, and then it's ready to be strung. That's the bow that I would recommend to be a tactical bow because it's quick, it's fast. Not only that, but after you get your arrows down range, if you need to ditty out, it's quick, it's funky, it's fast. I love this bow. This is the first one I had, and I won't get rid of it. I'll keep a hold of this just because of that fact that it is very, very slick, and you could put this in a backpack or on the outside of a backpack. These come in various different poundages. I think all the draw length on them though is static. I could be wrong. I haven't been out on the website for a long time, but I just wanted you to be able to see this one too. So we got one more for you, so hang tight. All right, guys, what Patrick is holding right now is probably the flagship for the SAS line. This is called the Atmos. Super light, very easy to use. There's not anything too much negative that I could say, if anything, other than the fact that it takes a little bit longer to put this together. It is a takedown bow. You could put it in a backpack, a suitcase, very, very easily, and you wouldn't notice the weight at all on this. The draw weight on this guy is 50. Again, they do. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Man.
no, you're good.
Hitting the children down there. Sorry.
Just giving you some room to work.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of art and a great tool. A hunter's dream. You got room for optics, you got room for counterweights, whatever you might need on this. But there's only 2 attachment points here. Both of them are in the same spot. The limbs fit into this portion of the riser. You got to have a Allen wrench to be able to attach them, but you don't need any I don't want to say Loctite or anything. You can't use Loctite on it. You're stupid if you do. So don't do that. It's made to be used just like it is, and it's ready to shoot. Is there things that you could do to it that would enhance it? You could put some silencers on the string, you know, not a bad idea. There's a lot of things that you could do to this. One of the things that I would tell you, hold on to that, just like that, Patrick. You should always, at least once a year, put some type of bowstring dressing. And what I use is bush butter. It's formulated to be good on this stuff right here. And this is all you do. One time. One time all year is all you need. Okay, so right now it's making its way up and down. It's marrying with those fibers, and then they will become a part of the bowstring, pliable but protective. So it's called bush butter. Bushbutter.net, you can find this stuff. Okay, how do you think that feels, man?
Nice and greasy.
Nice and greasy, nice and greasy. So
Feels like it'll hold up real well.
oh man, it does. So the price point on this guy is $4.99. Yeah, like I said, it's his flagship model, but it's a lifetime bow. Get out on his website, SASSurvivalarcherysystems.com. Take a look at his entire line. And before we get out of here, we're gonna we're gonna shoot some arrows with this dude, so hang tight. There you go, nice pop. The next one that we're going to do is the tactical. And it's basically, you shoot them all just about basically the same. Whenever you're comfortable, just go ahead. And Patrick's an instinctive shooter. He keeps both his eyes open, which I do as well. And I was just told that I shouldn't be doing it that way. But, you know, at my age, trying to teach this old dog something new is pretty tough.
There we go.
Cool. So now we got the Scout. Can you tell any difference in the weight between that and the other?
And the other two that I just
Yeah,
shot?
yeah.
This one is definitely a little bit lighter.
Okay.
The Atmos is probably comparable in weight. The Tactical is just a hair heavier, I think.
Uh-huh. Okay, great. Yeah, again, this is the entry level, and I would say, you know, it'd be great for children, women, you know, that you can get these in different draw weights. There you go.
There we go.
That will kill. So we got one more survival archery system takedown survival bow to show you, and that is the Ranger. And again, what differentiates the Ranger for the most part is the fact that inside the riser you can place 3 different arrows. Yeah, let me hold that up just like that. They can see that very, very easily. Okay. Let her rip, my brother. Put some meat on the table, Patrick. Ouch. Good shot. All right, that's the SAS.
Yes, this is the SAS Ranger.
All right, guys, so we're going to move on to the next category. And again, what I told you in the beginning is that these bows are not just about the categories, but it's about the best bows in that category. We just looked at survival takedown bows. Hands down, survival archery system. Doesn't matter what bow you get from them. They're the best out on the market. That's it. So that moves us on to traditional long bows. This is a custom-made bow by a company called Shatterproof Archery. And the young man that owns that company, I think him and his brother do, but the main cog in the wheel, his name is Kramer Ammons. And we heard about this guy, and we get a lot of emails suggesting to, you know, put this one in the magazine, that one in the magazine. Have you ever talked to? And I heard a little bit about Kramer, and I got on his website, was looking, I thought, man, those look good. Anything looks good on the internet, though. So I reached out and got some information from his brother, as a matter of fact. And the more I talked to him, the more I realized these guys were very serious. And lo and behold, they sent me this bow. They built this for me. This is called the RD Bones. And I've had this probably for 3 years. We have one other video out on this, just a short introductory video. And I can tell you, you know, maybe 300 arrows have been down range in this, and it doesn't look, it looks new, doesn't it?
It's brand new.
It looks brand new. We take care of our stuff, though. Don't let it get banged around and knocked around. It's been in a case the whole time. But nonetheless, this is a piece of art. If you are into traditional longbows, this is the best of the best that we have ever seen. Kramer Ammons is a true bowyer. He knows how to make these bows. I mean, I'm going to try to get closer for you and see. I'm going to flip this around so I can see it as well. And I don't know that I can at this point here because of the sun. But I want to try to get you to see the details that are in this here. Look at this. This is beautiful. My man knows what he's doing. All along here, this laminated bow. combination synthetic, solid woods, beautiful all up and down. Even his bowstrings. Can't find a better bowstring, really. This is how they come. I'm going to put this in Patrick's hands and let him shoot it again. But they're great bows. There's no getting around it. All right, so with that being said, not only does he do bows, here, you want to hold on to that?
Yeah, sure.
But they also do accessories. And I've had this on my hand, not a lot because I'm not always using these, but when I do, this is the shooter's glove that I like to use. You can tell I haven't had it on my hand that much, but these are superb. Everything about them says quality. I'm sorry I don't have any prices for you here. I do know that the RD Bones starts out at $700. And yes, it's pricey compared to the junk that you'll go to Bass Pro Shops or some local archery store to buy, but you're going to get in a bow like this. Is a lifetime bow. You know, I do believe they are warranted, lifetime warranty on this. But this is some of the leather accessories. This is arm protector. Very nice. These gloves are very nice. And again, it is shatterproofarchery.com. And if you call out there, used to be you might be able to talk to Kramer, but I'm sure he's super busy, you know. If you'd like a bow like this, you're going to have to wait up to 3 or 4 months. I do know that. So it takes a little bit of time. But you want to give that a shot out on the range?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, man.
Kill shot. There we go.
Yeah. Do you hear the pop on that compared to those other bows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just aim for the butt.
Can hit that squirrel. There you go.
Hit it. She went flying.
You broke them hips right off it. All right, guys. So that's the Shatterproof RD Bones. It's a very popular model. Anytime that I take that out, whether it's at Presley's in Peoria at the range, or somebody might see me out and about trekking through the woods. Hey, isn't that one of those Shatterproof? Yep, sure is. So get out to their website, shatterproofarchery.com, and check it out. Again, what this video is about is showing you what we believe is the cream of the crop, the very best in their category. This category is traditional longbows. These are custom made here. The one you're seeing is custom made. Well, they're all custom made. That's all there is to it. That's why it takes so long to get one. But when you do, they are worth the wait. They may have something in stock in anticipation of the very soon to start hunting season, so you want to check them out. All right, guys, so we looked at the SAS line of survival takedown bows. We looked at the traditional longbow by Shatterproof Archery, and now we're going to get into probably what I consider my favorite now because of the fact that this is what I use all the time. And I'm talking about crossbows, and this is probably the best crossbow that I've ever used in my life, and I've used many over the years, at least 20. And I could give you a lot of reasons why I don't like the other ones, but this is the Hickory Creek Archery vertical inline crossbow. Inline means instead of shooting like a traditional crossbow like this, the way that Jerry Goff has developed this is that you shoot it on the shoulder with the scope, just like a rifle, and it's in line with this rail. Okay, and we've been using these for since 2017, I think. I'd have to look to make for sure, but this is a engineering feat. Jerry's not an engineer either. He drew this up and invented this and put it on a napkin. I think that's where he's drawing them at, you know. But
some of the best ideas.
Some of the best ideas. Design. Yeah, he was a professional boxer. heavyweight, and he retired from that craft and got into this. I think he's been a hunter his whole life, but he came up with this idea. His first thing was the draw lock to go with a compound bow. You can hook a compound bow to these rails, or a similar rail like this, but this is the inline vertical crossbow, and I can't say enough about this. I don't have the tool to take it apart today, but you can take the bow assembly all the way off, and it comes in 2 pieces, and it's only as long as the rail system you see right here. You can put it in a backpack, rucksack. I've even driven down the highway with, the shoulder portion sticking out of my saddlebag. Nobody knew what it was. But look on his website, hickorycreekarchery.com, to get all of the specs, because there are so many specs that he gives on this. He talks about the trigger system, the safety system, everything. But when you buy one of these, it's ready to hunt when it hits your doorstep. He dials in the scope, he dials in all the dope onto it, and it's perfect. So I'm going to get away and just let you see why this is still our favorite, and why I believe this is better than any of the big boys that you might hear of when you walk into Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops, any place like that, And it's kind of depressing that they won't take on his bows, but they want too much of his money. He only sells these for about $750, I think.
Is that all?
That's it. And that comes with,
Pretty reasonable.
I think it comes with 3 arrows, I'm thinking. And it comes with the scope. Also, it's all set up. No case, and the case I use it's a coffin case. That is perfect for that. So we're going to get back out on the range, and we're going to let you see how this works. Bam. You hear how hard that hits? All right, we've moved that bag out to about 30 yards. And the thing I want you to keep in mind is listen for the release point and contact point, how fast it is, and then you'll watch how hard it hits that bag. Dead center. Good shot. All right, we've pushed this bag out to about 40 yards, and he's standing. I offered to have him sit down, and he said no, he's going to do it this way. Boom. Dead center. Nice shot, man.
There you have it, guys. Those 3 companies. If I'm buying a longbow, I'm contacting Shatterproof Archery because, it's a traditional longbow. They're beautiful. They're rugged. They're stout. They're not going to break down on you. The warranty on them is outstanding, and it's a cottage type of business industry, just small business. A couple brothers, I think, that run that, and they're good. And then as far as the breakdown survival bows, we haven't found. We've seen several. We've reviewed several. And the one that I always gravitate towards is the Survival Archery System. Doug Shadwell is awesome. His background is automotive engineering, so he's a guy that knows how to put stuff together, is what I'm saying. And what he's done with his bows are awesome. All of them are great. And then as far as the crossbow is concerned, that Hickory Creek Archery inline vertical crossbow, you fall in love with it, and this is the thing with those, most people don't even know what they are. And then when I show it to them, they're like, oh, that looks like a toy. Well, compared to the big behemoth 10-point you might have, or whatever other crossbow you have, it is smaller. It's a lot lighter. But anything that can shoot 350 feet per second, that's getting out there, will reach out and touch you. And you can take down anything that you want within 30 yards with this guy. I love it. The price point is crazy. It's less than, I think it's about $850 out the door with scope, with arrows. It's ready to shoot when it gets to your door. The only thing you have to do is you have to buy your case for it, and there's a bunch of cases now that fit that, So those are the ones, and I appreciate you asking the question. We get them all the time. you know, right now people are starting to get the itch to get ready for deer hunting. Me too. So till next time, you guys be safe out there, especially if you're carrying around a bow. Don't forget, there's other people out there besides you.